And see if we can go live here.
Oh,
And we are live. So happy Monday.
yes.
How was y'all's Monday?
Um, quiet.
Yeah, you were off work, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
quiet.
I had 4
Chores.
meetings. So
Do some cleaning.
Good job.
good job.
In our over the weekend I did drywalling.
There you go.
The ceiling drywall looks great. It was really late at night, and I was drywalling this behind the bath behind the toilet. That's what it's called.
Right. Mhm.
The commode.
Yeah, and it was such a weird spot that I just started I don't know, just taking handfuls of mud and just it looks terrible. It really looks terrible. All righty. So if you guys are joining us on TikTok, so we're live on TikTok, Facebook, but every Monday we're just doing a live just to share the work that we're doing here at Project Tribute. This is our operations team. So these are the folks behind the scenes that are making it happen, from the social media post to our grant writing, sore subject right now. Then just the events, the finding donors, our board member search, all that stuff. I keep talking with my hand in front of TikTok. So what we're doing is just trying to do a Monday, our operations meeting, and transparency is a pretty big deal to us. So I just thought, why don't we bring our Project Tribute followers in on our directors meeting? That way you guys can actually be part of it. So if you have any thoughts, any ideas as we talk through, please feel free to share, because that's our goal is to continue serving first responders and doing our best, and we need your help to do it. So if you're following us on TikTok, if you'll hit that follow button, hit that like button. If same thing on Facebook, if you are on our main Facebook page, if you'll just share that with your friends. Currently we have gained about 400 followers since Monday of last week, which has been definitely. The Instagram page, man, that is
Exploded.
yeah.
It's all in the strategy, man.
There's a strategy.
You follow people.
That's fair.
And
Yeah.
they follow you back.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
Yeah, that's fair. That's
it's free advertising.
such dad vibes. Yeah, absolutely. Is it me or is it his shirt? Which one is the dad vibes?
Oh.
That's
Well, I don't know. You've got the high school mascot shirt on, so
we can't talk about that right now. Damn it.
Oops.
Should
Yep.
blur that out.
Right. So okay. So first thing is that we changed up stuff on the website.
Yep.
And we had one person that unfortunately noticed that, because they had stuff in their shopping cart as I was doing it, apparently. Sexy snack will take both of us meow.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna bet that's a dude, and I hope it is. All right.
Okay, TikTok.
There's 3 of us, by the way.
Oh, he doesn't want me.
They
They do not want me.
right. Hey, they started following us too. So thank you for following.
Woo.
Welcome.
Okay, so we're broadcasting on a whole bunch of different avenues, and the goal is just to share the work that we're doing, and then also get your ideas. So you can follow us at on Facebook, Project Tribute Foundation, Instagram, Project Tribute Foundation, YouTube. Guess what it's called? Project Tribute Foundation. But in front of me is Mr. Bryce. Bryce is my director of operations. And then this is Miss Lacey. Lacey is our director of communications. And then my name's John. I guess I founded it. So
Executive director.
executive
There you
director.
go.
Yeah. Bearded effer at the end of the table is what Brett Micklon once called me. So, all right, I'm going to share. Let me present on Facebook. And I'm sorry I can't do that. Well, I guess I kind of can. So above Bryce is. That looks weird. We're gonna stay on
Just
your
catch the
shirt.
top
Yeah.
of my shiny head.
Somebody's pants fell down in public today.
Oh,
Okay, well,
headlines.
that's what belts are for.
Wow.
Yeah, that TikTok's weird. So share screen. We're gonna go to.
Yeah, I think we've established that by now.
TikTok's a different world. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry guys, that was loud. Okay, so on our store, what we've done is just reduce down Lacey's feedback as she was doing the newsletter, was that there was too much products. And there was. We had, over a short period of time, just added way too many different designs. Some were great. Some, all of them were decent, but it was too much to sift through, especially on your phone. You're having to go through. So what we've done is whittle it down right now to 4 key ones. And So you've got I kept up the Remember Everyone Deployed just for the Red Fridays. Then you've got the basic Project Tribute circle logo. It's in men's, kids, and hoodies. Then we've got the firefighter design long sleeve, and then our original hoodie that's got Project Tribute going down the sleeves on it. So we've stuck to those four. I'm gonna whittle down probably the zip ups and all that potentially.
Mhm.
But we do the phone call that you walked in on is that Brent kind of suggested we look at another company.
Yep.
And I really liked what they had to say. I mean, I think that it's nice to go back to using somebody that's small and out of a smaller business versus going to these
Yep.
massive companies that you're just kind of another number in the mix.
Mhm.
So
they're local, profitably better. So that means more gear in the hands of first responders.
Yep.
Um,
and their ability to design stuff that they can actually print versus like
Mhm.
right now we've got the designs, but it's hit or miss if the print comes out exactly how it should.
and they can work it in with a new website and everything, right?
Yep. Yeah. They'll build the web. They manage all of it. They build the website. They build the design.
Wow.
They upload it. They ship it. They do everything.
So that would be my only question is, I think part of the issue with, at least, I don't know if it's Squarespace or what it is, but they don't give you the proper ability to allocate, like, here's your sweatshirts, here's all this other stuff, at least not in an organized fashion that makes sense.
Yeah, they do. So like if you look at it on the left on the computer,
Mhm.
it's there. On your
But on
phone,
the phone, it doesn't.
it's you can only see 3 of them, but
Mm.
you can scroll it, but you don't know that if you're
Right.
not like if you don't have the guy that designed it standing next to you,
Right.
you know.
Mhm.
And so you're right. And I think that's where Lacey's feedback is that we have too much on the website, so we had to really drill it down. And I thought that was great feedback. I think that there's still probably too much just because it's the long sleeve. I wish that the website would be able to say, here's the design. Do you want it in long, short, whatever,
Right.
from you drill into that
Right.
window? And then where are they out of?
Overland.
Yeah.
I believe they're out of Missouri.
So they're pretty close. They were at Baxter Springs. So, and I didn't have a chance to meet with
Nope.
them.
Yeah, they came over.
Okay.
But yeah, I think you were engaged in conversation with somebody else at the time.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to. I think that it's a partnership that, I mean, there's no risk to it, and they've got a really good business model. It seems like they're legit folks.
Yep.
And then Brent's dealt with them as well, and so that means a lot that they're coming from somebody that I trust.
For sure.
So, okay, so that's the big thing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have one shirt design. What are we gonna do? A week or a month? I think a week, but what do you think?
Do we
I
have
think-
enough for a week, for over every week?
Unfortunately, yes, we do.
And I think a week is great. We just need to make sure that we're getting the message out early in the week so people can order.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So do like when do we make the shirt live on a Monday, but your newsletter's coming out Mondays. So then we would need to make it live either the same time as your newsletter.
I would almost start on a weekend or something
So make it
maybe.
live Sunday.
on payday.
Because I can pre-schedule when it goes live
Mhm.
currently.
Could we make it go live on Sunday and
Mhm.
just do social posts and then also follow up with the newsletter?
Tell me that again.
Make it go live on Sunday.
Okay.
I'll write it down. I got you.
That's fast. I got pen and paper here. All right. So we will turn off the Remember Everyone Deployed this Sunday and put on a new one. And so what I'll do is Christian's shirt. It didn't print off exactly how I wanted it.
Mhm.
So I'm sorry, bud. That one is not going to be available on the website. He wants the Russian one.
Mm,
It didn't look right on the website.
no. Yeah, and then I mean, you could put those Remember Everyone Deployed live shirts live on every Friday.
Yeah. And so, and
that gives some incentive to, drive people onto the website and take a look at it.
Yep. And it looks like the scheduling, probably like on a Saturday, we go and schedule the weeks, what populates.
Mhm.
But then it keeps what they see, because on your phone, you can only see 2 shirts at most.
Mhm.
And so that's the downside is right now, that's 4 screen flips with just what's offered.
Right.
So, okay. So we'll do the Remember Everyone Deployed. I'll play around with the design that Christian liked and see if I can get that this week, just because he's been waiting on it for a while.
Yeah.
But we do have a lot of designs, and
Yep.
maybe even in the other side of this is every design you could do T-shirt, hoodie, like just
Well,
within that design, you have lots of options too.
something
Right.
else that might be worth exploring too is like a monthly shirt. Like you pay slightly less than what you normally pay for a normal shirt, but you're subscribed monthly to receive.
Well,
that
that's
shirt.
what I think that what my goal is once we can get everything set with Overland, I think that that's something within their capacity.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like we could, because I agree with you. If you pay $25 a month and we'll just auto ship you a shirt, then all of a sudden you don't have to think about it. We'll just
Nope.
get it to you. I like that idea,
Mhm.
and there's lots of subscription services. So it's a question of, is that within Overland's capacity or not?
Sure.
But we'll definitely see. I don't know. I'm excited to just try something new.
Mhm.
So, if you guys are joining us from Facebook, what you're witnessing is our operations meeting. Same thing with TikTok. Sorry, guys. So what we're doing is just kind of talking through ways to continue to grow the foundation and set us up. Our goal this year is just to end the year financially independent. Instead of having to rely on donors, is what are things we can do to bring in other sources of income from grants, from the shirt sales. That's our goal. Presently, I'm primarily funding this, and the times are tough, economy's hard, and so we're just needing to
Yes.
figure out ways that the foundation can be self-sustaining while supporting our first responders. So yeah, speaking of, did you see the box?
Yes.
Yeah.
Big box.
The box.
The box.
So I'm going to figure out, which is more financially, is it cheaper to ship or drive? And then once I can get that answer, then I'll decide if we're shipping or driving it.
What's in that box for everybody listening?
Oh, it's a whole bunch of, you're going to make me say this word.
Glucometers.
Thank you. Yep. See, there you go. Lacey for the win.
Glucometers.
Glucometers. But it's also got the testing strips. So the glucose for blood sugar for diabetes.
Mhm.
So if somebody's passing out, one of the first things that EMS is going to do is check their blood sugar levels. Like, why are you passing out? With these volunteer agencies, that's what, $2,200-$2,300 worth of supplies that
Mhm.
they now don't have to go buy themselves. And we're providing them the extra stuff, the strips and,
Right.
and the backup gear. There's also Pulse Ox, which is it's a fingertip one that goes on their finger and tells you your BP and all the stuff, because it's your blood sugar, your oxygen, and is your heart beating. Those
Yep.
are the immediate what's wrong with this person and pretty quick warning signs.
Nice.
So these volunteer agencies that'll hit the entire Stevens County, Georgia, all their first responders.
Wow.
And that's one of our longer standing ones.
Cool.
So
Very cool.
yeah. So we'll figure that one out, but that's a whole bunch of life-saving gear getting ready. And then we use some of the remaining funds for Baxter Springs to buy Schleissman tourniquets, which is it's a cloth tourniquet meant for smaller children.
Mm.
So the Casey Jackson with the Bartlesville PD asked, hey, because we had provided mass casualty kits for a school shooting for lots of schools in the area, but including Bartlesville. And one of their concerns is, what about the elementary school, the pre-K kids?
Right.
So they make a tourniquet that goes down substantially smaller in size. And the first group that we provided those to was actually I think Ramona or the Oshaleta Fire.
Mhm.
So they got those kits, and those kits had a couple different kinds of tourniquets. So Casey asked for the Schleichmans or Schleichmans. I don't know.
Did you get those from Refuge?
I did.
Nice.
Yep.
Refuge Medical.
So I've got 10 of those coming, and then 10 just basic tourniquets, because Life's 13 was used out of Station 3 here, was a tourniquet.
Wow.
And so since they use it out of the mass casualty bag, they don't need a full kit. They just need a single tourniquet. So I've got 10 of those coming in so we can replace the individual tourniquets as well.
Nice.
So we had Life 13 saved. We had 12 and 13 in the last 2 weeks. So that was pretty,
Crazy.
that's pretty exciting.
13 confirmed.
13 confirmed. That's right. Yep. Good point. So that was pretty big. And then donation wise, we've got a couple big ones that we're waiting on, and then we've got lots of grants out there.
Yep.
So if you're here on TikTok, if you work for a company that is seeking nonprofits to support, definitely come check us out at Project Tribute Foundation. And then on Facebook, same thing. And then we've got on Facebook our text to donate, 918-856-3977. Those funds go to help save lives. Nothing else. We're all volunteers here. What else on you all's list?
Well, we've got some events coming up, not super soon, but within the next month here.
Yep. We got the Okie Jeep Jam.
Yep.
And so it'll be Okie Jeep Jam and our trunk or treat
Hmm.
coming up. So Jeep Jam is what, 18th, 19th, 17th, 18th, 19th. It's
Mhm.
you don't know. You're shaking your head.
It's the like 21st.
Roundabout.
Yeah, 20th, 21st, something like that.
Okay. So Okie Jeep Jam, we'll have the shirts there. I think that we're going to do a pretty substantial discount on the on-hand shirts, though.
Okay.
I think that, and then Nick Martin got the Bravado Wireless. They've sponsored the booth, and they're also sponsoring us a place to stay. So Nick confirmed
Wow.
that today. So
No way.
they're gonna help us with the booth itself at Okie Jeep Jam, and then Brent and Leslie will come down, and then on your end also, they're coming Saturday. I would just come Saturday. I mean,
Okay.
you're welcome the whole time, but
Just Saturday.
yeah, Fridays. It's Fridays is kind of a slow.
Hmm.
It's like Sunfest. That first day is
Okay.
there's just not much.
Well, then I don't have to have a place to stay or anything like that either. So that kind of
Yeah, and that was my Sunday. Sunday's definitely just a pack up day.
Mhm.
But Friday's just a get out there. If you're a Jeeper, there's lots to do,
Mhm.
and we'll be there. But it's without having the trailer there. It'll be pretty slow on because that's the day that everyone's arriving into town and that. So it's up to you. You're welcome. But Saturday's the day that we see the
Yeah.
most people.
I don't have a Jeep, so Jeeper at heart, maybe.
I mean, we will use anything. So if you want to try your
I guess
luck,
my Sequoia kind of looks like an obese Jeep.
I don't want you to bring your Sequoia. If we're gonna do this, bring what's the smaller one?
My Elantra?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Take it out on because it's a course, like it's a monster truck course. Take your Elantra out there.
Yeah. If someone wants to jack it up, I'll let you do it for free.
There's a whole bunch of people out there. Like
Put that thing up.
I don't think you've met Jeepers. Kind of. You've not met them at the off-road park, but
Mm.
there is enough tools and tires out there that this could
We
happen.
piece something together.
This could happen.
Oh no.
So, all right. And then, so operations wise, we did have a board meeting.
Yep.
And so my thought process is I'd like to try to add somewhere between 6 and 7 board members. So if you're listening and you're interested in volunteering, we've got several opportunities. What we're doing to be a board member, it's about 10 hours a month I think that's a pretty fair estimate because you've got the one meeting a month that takes about an hour or two. And then we do ask that you go help advocate and try to find some funds and just go support our first responders. And so it's a rough average of about 10 hours a month to be a board member. And then we are implementing a policy where in your first 6 months, you need to fundraise about $1,500. And then same thing the second month, another $1,500 just to be an active board member. So
I tried. I was going to get us a lot of money today. And
you tried.
Bam.
So Lacey got her first grant denial.
Immediate
Yeah.
grant denial.
So she hit submit and they hit thank you, no thank you, almost instantly.
Yeah.
So she's coping with the realities of writing grants. You're not the only one. Don't give up. Hang in there. There's a ton of work that happens. How many hours did you put into that?
1.
Okay, that's fair. But
Yeah.
still,
Still,
for
though,
1
yeah.
hour, you yielded one minute of dissatisfaction.
Yeah.
But here's the way that I think about it: you cannot catch a single fish unless you put a hook in the water, right? So you cast all day long, hundreds of times to catch 2 fish.
I don't like to fish.
That's fair. We've learned this today. You like to throw the dynamite in the water.
Yes.
So Tri-County is very great stewards of our local area. So where do you work?
I work at
Oh,
Tri-County.
okay. So we could see about engaging. No, too soon.
Yeah.
Hey, we got a like. But yeah, it's the grant writing is definitely tough. We've got 300 grants that we qualify for. So I think that what we do is just over the next couple of weekends, get on it.
Yeah.
You guys have been doing great, and then we've got.
I haven't. Admittedly, I haven't.
I wasn't gonna say that.
Well, I wasn't gonna let you say I was.
Well, your social media posts are kicking, so.
I try.
All right. So we talked about the board membership. To be a board member, all you got to do is go on our website. There's what's the tab called? I think it's volunteer.
Yeah.
Yep. Click that volunteer tab, and that's also where you can sign up for Lacey's newsletter. And on that, again, the application process is really, I want to spend a lot of time just trying to make sure that you understand the commitment.
Right.
Because we're a fledgling nonprofit. We aren't 30 years in.
Right.
So we are actively having to fight and earn
Right.
every step that we take.
But understand too that it's a thing where we don't try to be super exclusive or anything, but to a certain extent it has to be, because we're looking for people that can network us with other businesses and with other people.
Yep.
People that know people that would like to be involved. So
Yeah, we're looking for strategic partners.
yes.
Yeah, that's for sure. So if you're out there and you're interested in helping us support first responders, not just in Bartlesville, not just in Oklahoma, but across the nation,
Yep.
we've got the capacity for you to be a board member virtually through the podcast room. We have plenty of folks that are like Nick Martin. He's down in Muskogee, and he's very active. And I mean, Nick has earned us. I mean, through the Cherokee Nation and his connections over in Muskogee. I mean, that we couldn't have been this big this year without his help. So if even if you're not in Bartlesville and you're interested in volunteering, we can definitely use you and we can get you to work. Or if you just want to on a case-by-case basis, then you can go sign up to be a volunteer, and then you'll hear from Mr. Bryce. And then I think that's a pretty good. What else?
Yeah. No, I'll be reaching out to people about the Jeep Jam. So get some, see if we can get some volunteers going there.
Yep.
Just for that one day, probably for Saturday.
Yeah, because I'll go down there and set everything up on Friday. I may rent another U-Haul.
I can find volunteers for Friday too, and they just come out for that one day or something.
You can you can.
Okay.
It's up to you on that one. Friday, it's just that's such a big. What people do is they register. Their clubs go out to eat. They'll go out to Gruber because they've got the days. There's trails or trail rides that they've scheduled throughout the course. So Friday is a very big Jeeper day, kind of like Baxter Springs, where you had the lulls.
Sure.
But so it's up to you. The bigger one is we definitely for the trunk or treat.
Yep.
Could use and then so what are the details on trunk or treat?
Trunk or treat, October 28th. It's a Saturday. Starts at 5:30. So we recommend you probably get here a little bit before that, maybe, or right at 5:30. It's really up to you, but 5:30 is kind of when we're saying we're starting. It's going to be right here at the foundation. You can find that address for the foundation either on the post on social media, or you can even Google us too. But it's 4200 Southeast Adams Road here in Bartlesville. So if you're local and you've got nothing to do on the Saturday before Halloween, bring your kids out or come dressed up yourself too. That's totally fine. Totally acceptable.
Has that been shared with Jeepers? Do they know that
Not
they're
yet.
invited
So
to help?
the Bartlesville Jeep Club has
Okay.
they posted on their page, and I know that there's about 4 or 5 of them already that have confirmed.
We
And
can share to those pages too, I suppose.
Yep. Yeah. So there's the Mactown Jeepers. We'll see if Miss Amber, as long as her Jeep remains unflagless. And then the Jeepers Anonymous as well. But the Bartlesville Jeep Club is a lot of the members from Jeepers Anonymous.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's so the goal would be if you want to do a trunk or treat and you want to bring your vehicle out, we'll have just kind of an open parking.
Yep.
Bring your own candy. But the neat thing about our trunk or treat
BYOC.
is BYOC. But the what I do like about this one is that you'll have a restroom right here. We'll let people in.
Take a look at the foundation.
Yeah,
see what we got going on.
Yep, and we'll have shirts on sale for that as well. We'll try to do those at a pretty substantial discount. Do like 10, $15. But yeah, so that's just kind of another way that we want to try to just bring people over to the foundation and have some fun with our Jeepers.
Sure.
And then if you're part of any other vehicle club and you want to come, the parking lot's massive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's lots of room all the way around it, so there's plenty of room to park. If
Yep.
I would love nothing more than to see the whole place lit up.
That'll be wonderful. All are welcome.
Yep. Sorry, I was just looking at TikTok.
No, you're good. All right.
And then
let's
some
see.
board meeting wise, we talked
Yep.
the board engagement. We talked the shirts. Was there any other big things I need to hit on?
We should have some fire extinguishers soon.
Oh yeah, we should. Yeah. So we completed I've got the paperwork I need to fill out today. But we've got 65 fire extinguishers and mounts for the Bartlesville Police Department.
Wow.
So James, he had put in a request with us right about a year ago as well. And then ABB locally, they picked that one up through the help of James Brown and his contacts with ABB. And so the fire extinguishers are within the community right now.
Mhm.
We're just waiting on them to be delivered to
Wow.
the Project Tribute Foundation.
Wow. So they took that up on themselves then. They're donating those. Or-
So ABB funded it. They wrote us a check,
Right,
and then we bought
okay.
them from FireX out of Dewey.
Gotcha.
Which kind of a cool thing is that Dewey FireX is also who inspected our fire extinguishers here.
Wow. Very
So if you're not familiar, they're a great company. They're right in between Bartlesville and Dewey, but they do fire extinguishers, fire suppression, and FireX is a pretty big company. They'll do I've seen in schools doing the smoke alarm testing and that stuff too. But so we bought 65 extinguishers from them, and their price was the best out there.
Wow.
I mean, I really tried to stretch that money as far as I could, and so the funds are staying local, and it was the best price, and they're going to go to our local police department.
Beautiful.
And what it's from is that the police had a series of car wrecks that had flames involved, and it's one of those things where they're not trying to put the fire out; they're just trying to put it out enough to get the victim out of the vehicle, and so. That was Watham's biggest concern was if somebody is trapped in a vehicle, we don't have a way, because again, they're dealing with life in a matter of seconds. And so though the fire department in Bartlesville, they're phenomenal. I mean, they're 3 minutes on scene, something, I mean, it's stupid how fast they get there, but 3 minutes in a burning car is 3 minutes in a burning car. So Watham had a great idea. So he put in the request, ABB fulfilled it. And then I went and found it and placed the order.
That's
and
awesome.
The fire extinguishers are on their way here.
En route.
They are en route.
En route.
Very cool.
Yep. So, and then we've got the request from Bartlesville Police on the SROs that's being completed, and then the Georgia, so Stevens County, Georgia, if you're not familiar, that's where another one of our lives saved came out of. So we're going to be redelivering to that group.
Awesome.
So those are all some pretty successful ones coming through.
Yeah. Very cool.
What else?
That's all I got.
Okay.
What about the podcast format?
Oh, yeah. So
maybe get some feedback.
I mean, we've got two people here, but if you see this later on, we are wanting to redo we have a podcast, and it's just Project Tribute Foundation, and it airs on Apple, iTunes, and all that. And I mean, just there's 13
Anywhere
podcasts.
you get your podcast.
Almost anywhere, not anywhere.
Almost.
Don't
anywhere you
falsely
get your
advertise.
podcast.
But the first kind of segment was me as a civilian talking to first responders, and we had some phenomenal people, from veterans to firefighters to police to detectives. And the thing about it was that it was just a way for us civilians to hear, how do we best support you? It's a little repetitive, though. I mean, we've done it for 2 years, and it's got low traction. So the question to you all is, would you rather hear stories of first responders? And mind you, though, that they've got to be very careful with what they share. So you can't hear, well, I was on this call, because it's probably still in litigation.
Yep.
So you're not going to hear the cool stories yet. Like the reason you see Jocko and all those guys is because they're retired and they're talking about things that happened 10 years ago.
They
So
no
it's
longer do it.
and it's already been declassified.
Right.
So there's that avenue. Or would you rather hear the business side of it, that we are a nonprofit just trying to go from zero to whatever we become? Or are there other things you wish that we would talk about on our podcast? What are you seeking when you're listening to podcasts? What are you seeking? And I guess, can I post a comment?
Yeah, you probably could. You probably put a poll out on social media too and ask people what they want to see in a podcast.
Okay. So do you want to do that on our supporters page?
Sure.
Okay. So 2 questions. I'm going to put question 1, then I'll put question 2. So the first one is,
There should be a poll format.
yeah, on the supporter page, there's a great one. I think
there
on
you go.
TikTok, there's a good one too.
I know Instagram has one.
I got to learn. Hey, thanks for the likes. So in looking at our podcasting, how do you word that? The goal is, what do you listen to? What do you seek out when you're podcasting?
What do you look for in a podcast?
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Humor.
I'm
cool
funny.
Stories.
You will smile.
We're funny to
you're
each
smiling.
other.
You're
We're
smiling.
funny to each other, but
She's
we
smiling
got
too.
some stiff competition. Anyway.
I feel like Michael Scott sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. So question 1. Is it, I mean, I get, like, most people are like, I want to listen to a murder mystery. I can't do
Sure.
a murder mystery. I mean,
we could just read one. If that's what the people want.
I've thought about being like a voice actor
Mhm.
for reading books. I mean, I could sit
Right.
here and read a book for everybody.
okay.
I mean,
That's
if
what
that's what they really
I mean,
want.
truth be
But
told,
only if that's what they really want.
that's what Jocko does in his
This
podcast.
TikTok person's name is your mom. I like that.
Nah, I know my mom's not on TikTok.
No, mine's not either.
Well, and they were invited by Too Short.
Oh,
That that
Checks out.
checks out.
Mhm.
All right. So let's see here. So question 1, what do you seek out in a podcast?
mm,
So I am submitting that. Well, so because it
Wow.
goes to every single
mm,
platform that we post on.
nice.
Question 2. What was the second? Oh, what social media?
So I mean, that probably sounds dumb. It's probably pretty obvious, but people are looking for entertainment.
Yeah.
So they want to hear the crazy stories and the stuff that people say, well, we're not supposed to talk about this, but let me just clue you in.
I've had to edit and delete so many of those stories where it's just like, God, I like
Mhm.
good story, can't share that.
Yep.
So the other thing is the what social media platforms. So we are on a bunch of social media platforms, but we aren't on all of them.
Mm.
And so the question is, are we on some that no one uses, or are we on others that people use more?
Speaking on that, I was going to ask what our traction looks like on Twitch. I don't think we've ever looked at that.
I don't think I've ever looked at that. We're on Twitch, but I've never
Exists.
Yeah, it exists.
We could have 1 million followers on there. We wouldn't even know.
We might. I highly doubt it,
Probably not.
but we might. I need to log into my Twitch account and I will find out. So add that
Be a
to your
lot of-
notes.
be a lot of Twitchers.
Yeah, communications director. Did
That
you
what
know
you-
that we
I
have?
didn't know we were.
Yeah, so
on
we have,
Oh
a,
my
we have a
gosh.
Twitch account. I almost think that we need to create a Project Tribute because I have my LinkedIn account and this is airing on my LinkedIn, but I think you can make a business like
We
a.
can.
Okay, so
I feel like I see notifications all the
I'm
time.
working
Like
on that.
someone sent you a message on LinkedIn or something.
probably. I get a lot of emails. Yeah, a lot of emails. Mostly about my I've got one of the pellet smokers. I
Mhm.
get a lot of emails
Oh,
about
yeah.
that thing.
What?
I had a pet named Willie Make It. He didn't make it. Good job, Gordy. I like that one. That's a dad joke. And maybe that's the podcast. It's just dad jokes.
Yeah. And
That's
some people do news too. I'm not sure if news is what people want to hear. And then when you start talking news, most of the time you end up in politics and stuff. And
Yeah, let's not do news.
No.
somebody's outside.
Yeah. Okay, so we've put the questions out there, and we'll just kind of see. So operations wise, again, our goal is to just continue growing our volunteer base, growing our board, and just don't forget, as a board member, you're part owner, and you're helping lead and direct the foundation. So we're looking for folks that truly would like to take a leadership role, the highest leadership role of an organization, the board. And so that's what we're seeking. And like I said, I think that we need to have around 6 or 7 seats to really be as effective as we should be. I would love nothing more than to try to have to move into one of the other rooms within the foundation for our board meetings.
Yep.
I would love to get a bigger table. I saw a quote about that the other day
A
that
big round table.
we're the knights of the round
Yep.
table.
That's what we need. What's TikTok saying?
What do
Something-
you call a dog with no eyes?
a dog?
I don't.
Because there's no eyes in dog.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a dog with no eyes.
Is that
I don't know. That's what they said first. They said, "What do you call a dog with no eyes?" A dog with no eyes.
There you go.
Boo.
I got that one.
She's saying boo.
Boo.
You may be too far away. You'll have to give it a thumbs down. Yeah, thumbs down. Okay, so big thing is the grants. So if you are a person that if you're an introvert and you just like to type, we also have opportunities there with just the grant writing or even just reading. We have 300 grants that we qualify in theory for, and so we need to go through and really read the rules of the grants and the stipulations to see, do we actually qualify to the fine print. So if you're looking for something to do, we've got lots of opportunities from the passive to the active
Mhm.
to the leadership. And then again, we're needing help with funding. We're able to right now make the bills. We're not hurting or anything, but we definitely want to get ourselves to a point where we've got a year secured in the bank and really can focus on serving our first responders.
Yep. And that can even come from something as simple as just a small monthly donation too.
Yep.
$5 a month, $10 a month,
Yeah, with
$20 a month.
we've got 8,300 followers. If each of our 8,300 followers did $5 a month.
You hear that? It's a call to action.
So we did find out that you cannot set up a monthly donation on the website, and that's because Square does not save your payment information.
You can do it on the text to bleed though.
But you can do
or text to bleed. You say it all the time. That's the only reason I said it.
do I say text to bleed?
I don't know.
Oh,
Text to
no one
donate.
else can
Text to
someone else
give.
verify? Because I
It's-
swear I hear that all the time.
You
Okay.
might.
Maybe
honestly,
it's
I
like-
but
may.
don't know.
I have no idea the things that I say.
No, the
Uh,
text bleed kit.
Yeah, so you can set up the monthly donation through our account through Snowball, and that is you text bleed kit to 918-856-3977. We're also on Venmo and PayPal. The only thing we won't be on is Cash App. I get way too many like, hey, send me your Cash App, and then it's a fraud. So I'm not. It just makes me go no on the Cash App.
We're not falling for it anymore.
Just that one time. So that's the big push is, just you making that $5 a month donation can set us up where we've got over $400,000 of requests. I got another request in today, and they're from agencies across the nation.
Really?
So your $5 donation will help us serve agencies across the nation.
You remember where that one was from?
It was Western Oklahoma.
Oh, cool.
I forgot the name of it. I look on my phone, but it's there.
But I know we've got ones from Montana.
Yeah,
the one
Georgia.
we're fulfilling from Georgia.
Yep. Yeah, they're
So-
all over. And then, so that's the other thing. So we talked about, do we shut off our request?
Mhm.
And where we landed with, and Lacey's gonna have to go in 3 minutes. So we're gonna start wrapping up. But we landed with that we're not gonna shut off our request. We're simply gonna make it very clear that a request could take a year or 2 years for us to fulfill. And that's the nature of what we're doing, is that as money's coming in, we're putting it right back out. But we are a year and a half out on most requests right now.
And there's some big requests on that.
Oh,
too.
huge. Yeah. I mean, full counties. And so
Thousands of dollars.
if every one of our followers of all 8,300 of y'all just did that $5 a month,
Yep.
we could really start hammering out these requests and get to a comfortable 3 month, 6 month. But the only thing that we're fulfilling is things that can save a life and things that are needed by these volunteer or small agencies that they simply can't afford.
Mhm.
We do vet this out. We're making sure that it is truly only things that can save a life and things that are proven.
And 100% of the donation goes to that.
Yep.
You're not paying us. You're not paying anyone else. The donations, like you may have heard John say before, it all goes to a separate bank account where it's all dealt with separately. So it doesn't bleed into anything else. Nobody's getting paid. We're all volunteers. So like John said.
Yep. So we could use the help. And I mean, again, just that $5 a month, or if you work for an organization that matches your donations,
Yep.
go take it to that, whatever, like Phillips 66. I think it was $50 or $200. I don't know, somewhere around there that they, once you do it and you log it, then they chip in as well. So we've had lots of just phenomenal donors from the Cherokee Nation, ABB, Walmart, the Lion Foundation, the Parson Foundation. Trying to think who else. I mean, one of the nations, I want to say it was the Osage Nation, donated to us as well, but the Pawnees did. So we've had lots of really good support, but through our I mean, we've got 8,300 followers, and again, that would be huge if each of y'all just did $5 a month. Then we could really do some great work and save more lives. Right now, we're at 13 lives saved and growing each month, really.
Yep.
Right.
So the other thing you can do to help is we are back to monetizing. We got a check for $39 today from Facebook.
Boom.
So that technically means we are official professional influencers.
We are the influencers.
We
are the algorithm.
I almost you wouldn't know the algorithm.
No.
So we're going to wrap up, but definitely thank you guys for paying attention. Thank you for listening. And we've got the 2 questions on deck. So whatever platform you see, we'll keep an eye on those. But this is our operations team. They do not get any funding. They get a whole bunch of thank yous and stale candy from the candy jar, candy
And
bowl,
rejections.
And
rejections. There's a lot of rejections in this gig. All righty, guys. Thank you, TikTok family. Thank you all for hanging in there. We've got 532 likes today on TikTok. So yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody over in Baxter Springs, or not Baxter Springs, Baxter Springs in 2024.
There you go.
The Okie Jeep Jam, as well as here at the Project Tribute Foundation for Halloween.
Heck yeah.
Anything else?
We're good.
Cool.
That's it for me.
All righty. I'm going to close out the stream on